Taurus, thanks for tuning in to your September of 2014 horoscope. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, of course, different from tropical astrology. If you'd like to find out what your sidereal sign is, check down in the description below. All right, Taurus, so let's start this off by looking at your ruler Venus this month. Venus is going to be transiting your 4th house for the majority of the month up until the 24th. Enjoying the home, enjoying the family, enjoying the past, enjoying your roots, your foundation, your emotional well-being, your anchor, those things in your life that help you feel secure and anchored and grounded. It may be the home physically. Some of you might be, renovating around the home, inviting a lot of people, friends over to your house, having house parties, that sort of thing. Specifically for the first half of the month while the sun is in there, more of the fun and joyous aspects. And then from the 16th onward, more of just the enjoying the home, cooking, taking care of things, renovating, bringing more beauty into the house. But again, this isn't just the physical house. This is, it's your temple, it's your home, it's you, and it's wherever you are. So just overall feeling much more comfortable and confident in where you're at and enjoying that. For some of you, it may be a new move. For some of you, it might be becoming reacquainted with some family members, spending time with family reunions, past lives. Maybe a lot of you might actually meet up with some soulmates, karmic, past soulmate type of people that you've known, that you feel like you've known from previous lives. Stuff like that. The 4th house with Venus transiting your 4th house. And also finding the true emotional values in life. 4th house is about emotional values. What do you emotionally value? What's important to your feelings? What's important to you on a deep, intrinsic level? That's the emphasis for the majority of this month, while your ruler is in that 4th house. Now let's talk about Mars now, the masculine side of that more feminine receptive principle. Mars will be changing sign going into your 7th house, okay, on the 4th. So a lot of this emphasis, I think, definitely emphasis on relationships this month, and a lot of energy wanting to go towards the relationships, okay? And with, I want to jump forward here. We'll talk about Pluto. I'm going to get to Pluto in a second. But Pluto's been transiting your 8th house. So your relationships have been very transformative, very life-changing, very, deep and intimate. And you're growing a lot through your relationships. And this month, it's more, it's about taking action in those relationships and actually molding them into your life in a way that in a way that you want. Mars is your desire, what you want, getting what you want out of relationships, and within reason, of course. But a lot of positive motivation and energy going into that 7th house this month. So a great month. I think naturally you're going to spend a considerable amount of time with your existing relationships, or perhaps out and finding some new ones. But in either case, they will be deep. They will be emotional for Pluto, and also because, of that Venus transiting that 4th house. So some of you, I think most of you will be really putting in action into pre-existing relationships, and I think some new relationships will form out of that. Some romantic relationships for some of you might form, or a new romance spark, or really enjoying the romantic side of things the second half of the month when you have a new moon in your 5th house, which I'll talk about more in detail when I get to that. But for right now, let's talk about, let's talk about that new moon. Let's go ahead and jump forward. On the 24th, there'll be a new moon in that 5th house. So, like I said, for some of you, romantic interests, developing current romantic affairs, but 5th house isn't just romance. It's also creativity as well, and anything that puts a smile on our face. So enjoying, there's a new sense of enjoyment the second half of the month, and a strong emphasis on enjoyment from the 16th onward when the sun goes into that 5th house. So this month in October, I think a lot of room for pleasure, a lot of room for enjoyment, for creativity, enjoying life, having fun. This is really the time to have fun. Okay, and again, it'll be involving those relationships, and it'll be involving getting deep within those relationships as well, perhaps spending time with those that are close to you. And your family even, or, people that are just close to you emotionally. So a lot of that going on, second half of the month, fun, enjoyment, creativity, those creative Tauruses out there, your your creative insights will be very strong around that new moon. And a lot of you might have some new ideas and new insights on creativity and such. So for those of you who are like entrepreneurs or artists, that's the kind of aspect around this new moon on the 24th that involves you gaining a creative spark or an awareness of something or new idea or something that you might want to act on. And then in October, when the rest of the planets go into your 6th house, it'll be putting that into action and making it real and crafting it. And that's the thing, really. There's a lot of emphasis on your career this month. There's a full moon taking place on the 8th. Okay, so on the 8th of this month, there's a full moon in your 10th house. So while a lot of this relationship stuff's going on, while there's a lot of positive changes, while things are getting deep, as they have been already, there's going to be a full moon in your 10th house. Your cup is full in the 10th house. I know a lot of you have been putting a lot of work into your careers, into developing your crafts of your careers. Your guys' 10th house ruler is in the 6th house. Saturn is in the 6th house right now. So you guys have been developing your crafts and finding a career that is more in alignment with what you're good at, and developing those skills with Saturn there and refining it, refining your skills and your talents and your traits and putting it into your work. And for those of you who've been really putting in a lot of hard work into this could be a month of real culmination, of real harvest, of bountifulness in the 10th house stuff. I think, it's not necessarily material like it isn't physically in existence, but you will certainly, most of you, if not all of you, will be feeling that fullness in the 10th house, of accomplishment, of being seen, being recognized, a lot of you, for what you've accomplished, and seeing the fruits of your labors, of your skills. Remember, there's a very strong link here with your skills with Saturn in your 6th. Everything you've been developing for at least a year now. So that is a wonderful energy in regards to career relationships. Now let's talk about Pluto. Now let's talk about getting deep and intimate. Pluto's been transiting your 8th house, and he's been retrograde since April 15th. So it's been it can go two ways with the Pluto retrograde. Sometimes some of us, we just take a step back. There's really not a whole lot going on in that area. For other of us, it can get very intense, very deep. So depending on how that's been for you, if since April you've been getting very deep, learning a lot about the transformational aspects of relationships, about how relationships are about growth, right? That sort of thing. For those of you who've been learning this since April, in depth since April, it's a new beginning in that. When Pluto goes station and then goes direct, and then there's this it's a good feeling. It's like, yes, I've accomplished. I understand now how relationships are. I understand the roles they play, my role in them, and how and how they fit into the bigger picture. And you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to start putting in the more meaningful, deep sharing with your more intimate side of yourself in your relationships. Now, the 8th house isn't just relationships. It also involves other people's resources, and because it's the 2nd to the 7th. So also, this could be, a lot of you are having changes to other people's resources. In other words, perhaps it's jobs that you guys are associated with, or your partnerships, or perhaps it's debt. A lot of times the 8th house has to do with debt, and a lot of you are getting rid of that and restructuring your life in such a way that you aren't dependent, you aren't in bondage to someone else. That's really what I'm trying to get at. The 8th house, can mean, with Pluto there in particular, it's about letting go. It's about breaking those chains, those ties, those things that bind us to other people and create karma and stuff. So you're undoing that, and I think also, and then, like I'm saying here, when Pluto goes direct on the 22nd, you will there will be an understanding of okay, yes, let's do this already. What's the hold up? Let's do it, and then things will move forward in that area more in the outside realm of things, more extrovertedly, so to speak. Now, let's talk about Jupiter, because Jupiter does rule that 8th house of yours, Sagittarius, and he's in your 3rd house. Okay, and there's a lot of aspects taking place with Pluto, which is why I'm giving Pluto so much emphasis this month. A lot of positive aspects, actually, a lot of positive energy, a lot of trines with the Sun and Venus and such, aspecting the 8th house, aspecting Pluto. Okay, so a lot of positive energy in those changes in that 8th house I'm talking about. Now, this all has to do with, there's Jupiter, so this all has to do with how you think. Lately, at least, the past, since Jupiter's been in your 3rd, so the past 6 months or so. So it's about really thinking positive and using your positive manifestation in your thoughts to create the reality that you want. And all this is supporting you. And there's something else too that you're doing. Maybe you're teaching and learning about this sort of stuff, or teaching, maybe through teaching, through sharing insights, through sharing information, it's helping you. Maybe it's involved in your career in some way. Maybe some of you are teaching within your careers or learning your crafts in your careers, and that's helping you, make more money in your work and then pay off your debt, like that sort of thing. It's all very much tied into it. But in either case, with Jupiter in your 3rd house, you guys have probably heard me say that now's lots of opportunities, are coming into your life, and this is opportunities in all areas. Maybe it is opportunities to pay off debts and bondages, or opportunities to get more intimate and more real with people, or just more business opportunities. A lot of you gotten recently into sales or marketing and stuff like that, which is Jupiter and 3rd house related stuff, marketing your own business, that sort of thing. So in either case, at the end of this month, we're going to have a beautiful grand trine involving Jupiter in your 3rd house, Uranus in your 11th, and also Mars in your 7th. Okay, so the Mars in the 7th, that'll be more into the October trine, but definitely at the end of this year, end of this month on the 24th, Jupiter and Uranus trine will be feeling very free and abundant, and accomplished, I think, in regards to a lot of these changes that you've been going, a lot of these changes in regards to your service and what you have to give back, okay, and your role in the community and what you're sharing. But in either case, feeling very opportunistic, feeling very good, and this is all supporting your relationships in particular, but all areas of your life. And just overall feeling very free, very abundant, and just feeling free, feeling like your true self, really, at the end of the month. And that's for everybody, but for you, it's in particular feeling good about your self-expression, your relationships, and your role in the community. All right, Taurus, so that concludes your horoscope. If you have any specific questions, please get in touch. This is just a general, quick reading looking at the planets in the sky. If you'd like a personal reading on how these planets aspect your personal chart personal planets, please get in touch. All right, Taurus, take care. Have a good month. Thanks for watching.